Hey guys, Jason here from Oblax Media, and today we're going to be checking out these products from Dasaita. We're going to be installing it on this 5th gen Toyota 4Runner. Dasaita sent me these products. Thank you Dasaita for sponsoring this video. This is a replacement radio for the 5th gen Toyota 4Runner. We're going to be installing all these products over here. So a replacement radio, a dash cam, and a tire pressure monitoring system. Let's start off with this smallest one first. Alright, so I'm guessing this is the module, some manuals, some tools, and the product itself. So this will go on your wheels valve, and there's some kind of module that will detect the pressure. This is the dash cam. Okay, there it is. So there's a small screen and then the camera in the back. So some cables that will power it. Oh, there's another camera for the rear. Some pry tool, power cables. And this is the replacement radio for the Toyota 4Runner 5th gen. Plug and play. Let's check it out. So some manuals, some cables, more cable, some pry tool, and the product itself. Here it is. Let's install this on the car. Here it is laid down. Over here is the head unit and a bunch of cables. Should be plug and play. Over here is the dash cam. So one is in the front, one in the back, and over here that's the tire pressure and monitoring system. We're going to start on the head unit. Let's install that. But first we have to remove the stock head unit, and I'll show you how. Alright guys, so here we are inside the car. So we're gonna have to remove this radio right here, and I'm gonna show you how. It's very simple. You just have to remove this piece right here and this piece right here, and this whole thing which will reveal 4 10mm bolts. We're gonna remove that and then pull the head unit. I'll show you right now. So first we're gonna pry this and then this. So there it is. It's just being held by clips. Do the same thing on the other side. Pull it. Oh, there you go. You're gonna have to just pull this piece out. Oh, be careful because there's cable in the back that you have to disconnect. There it is. And now there's 4 10mm bolts here that we had to remove, and then we'll take this off afterwards. Four bolts removed. Now we just have to pry this out. Alright, there you go. Be careful because there's cables connected in the back. So just have to unplug all of these. Alright, finally, and this is what it looks like. Here's the difference. Notice how big the screen is compared to the OEM. We are going to have to transfer a few things, but the main things are this button, these vents. And also on the OEM we have to transfer the brackets on both sides, and all these little clips, all those clips will have to go on to the Dasaita. So we're gonna do that right now. The first thing I'm gonna do is remove these clips. It's very simple. You just have to pry the top and the bottom part and it'll just come right off. I'm gonna take that off first. Be careful not to break it, otherwise your head unit will not lock into place. Alright, all 6 out. So what I'm going to remove next would be the brackets that holds the radio. And you're going to need this bracket right here. Alright. Okay, I was able to remove it without having to remove the harness. So here it is, but it's still attached. So we're going to take that off. I got to take off this piece as well and transfer it on the Dasaita head unit. It's being held by small screws. There's one on each side. I'm going to take that off. So 2 screws, and then this piece just slides right off. I'm going to unplug the harness for the 4-way. We're going to remove these vents and the control. I've already removed this side. The easiest way that I've found to do it is to slightly push this button out, and you will see that it's only being held by clips. So you just kind of have to like pry it open, and then eventually it'll pop out. It's gonna be a little bit tough for me to show you on camera, but I'll try my best to explain once it's off. So see, hear that? It pops right out because I'm pushing it. I'm giving it a little tension. And then on the other side, just pop 2 more clips. Very careful not to break the clips. And now it's out. This is the front. There is something that's holding it up here and down here. When I was pushing on here, on this knob right here, there's 2 that's holding it in place. So that's the one that you want to pop out first. Once that pops out, I work on the middle, and then 2 on the other side, and then you just pull it out. Very easy. Next is the button right here. It's just being held by a this thing right here in place. You just push that and then push it down, and it comes right off. You also have to transfer these, and it's just being held by 2 screws in the back. You just have to remove it, 2 on each side. That's right off. Last part, the ICS, but I'm going to transfer it over there. So here it is. I've removed the ICS dash. It's optional. If you don't have it, you can just skip it. I can show you how to install it on the new one. Let's go transfer all the pieces to the Dasaita unit. First thing I'm going to do is this one, the 4-way button. So it just slides right through, pops right in. That's it. Next would be these pieces. This one right here. And it's being held by 2 screws in the back. There you go. Alright, so we're going to do the other side. Same thing, held by 2 screws. There it is. Alright, next, it just pops right in with the clips. You just push it in until all the clips holds it into place. Same thing with the other side. Here it is. The back with all these clips. You just push it in. Wet one's in the middle. Next would be the bracket. So this end plugs in into the button right here for the 4-way. So earlier we removed 5 of these screws. We only need 2. Here it is. Next, we're gonna put this on, this piece right here. It slides up here, like so, and 2 screws holding it in place. Here it is. Now we have to plug in all the cables in the back and install it back into the car. Alright guys, so this is optional. This is an installation of the ICS dash mount. What I've done is place it on top, take some measurement how far do I want this dash to be. I use a caliper to measure the distance, put some marking up here. I hope you can see it. And now we're going to drill into this Dasaita head unit. We're going to drill a hole on it. This is a 3/16 bit. Now that the holes has been drilled, we'll take off these tape and we're going to install the ICS. I'm going to put the screws first on these two. So screws in, and just like that, we're going to put the bolt underneath. I'm going to say bolt right here. I'm also going to put the screw on the side. Alright, now just gotta put the bolt in. We're going to put in the wiring harness. There's 4 wiring harnesses that the unit comes with. What we're going to be using is the CB004X. This one is specifically for 2014 to 2019 5th gen 4Runners, which is what's behind me. So here's the harness. And everything is plug and play, so this one just need to plug into here. The rest will plug into the car. You'll need this, I think it's the aux that will plug into here. There's a mini antenna, plug it into the Wi-Fi. You can connect to your phone. There's this cable right here. This is the backup camera. And all of these plugs will only go one way, so it's kind of hard to make a mistake. Microphone goes down here. Microphone in, USB adapter, another USB, GPS antenna. And again, all of these things will only go in one way, so it's a little bit hard to make a mistake. We're gonna install it into the car. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna be installing the head unit. A lot of these plugs are very specific. You cannot mix all these plugs, so you're just gonna have to figure out what plugs into what. And that's what we're gonna do right now. For example, I don't know if you can see this plug right here from the head unit won't go into any of these other plugs except for this one. Clicks. So you're just gonna have to kind of figure out what plugs into what. It's very hard to make mistake, like I said, because it can only go one way. So yeah, it's just a matter of figuring it out. On the Dasaita head unit, there's 2 cables for the camera. Unfortunately, it's not labeled what's what, so we're gonna have to kind of try it, plug it in and see if it's gonna work or not. So we're gonna do this last. Alright guys, so we're gonna test it out. I'm not gonna put it on yet because we have to figure out which plug is for the rear camera. Once we figure out everything is working, then we'll put it on the dash. Turn on the ACC. There it is. Nice. It's pretty fast. Pretty responsive. Ooh, look at that. This is one of the features that's sick. We'll check out the features later. So I just gotta make sure that the reverse is actually working. So test the reverse. Hopefully it goes in reverse. Let's go back up. Nothing. Okay, so maybe it's the other plug. It's raining, plugged one in, and hopefully it works, so we're gonna test it out. Reverse. And there you go. OEM reverse is working. Everything is plug and play. Clean up the wiring, secure it in place, and then we're gonna install this head unit back in. I'm going to mount the head unit now that we've tested the backup is working. So I'm just shoving all the cables in here, and it's held on by clips, so you're just gonna have to kind of push the head unit in and until the clips locks in place. And we'll put the 10 bolt. Alright, so I've secured the 4 bolts, 10mm we're going to put this back on. Just have to plug this, and it's just being held by the clips. We're gonna put on the trim pieces, also just held on by clips. All right, there you go. Let's go test it out. It loads up really quick. Alright guys, check it out. This is the G13 model, which uses the top tier Qualcomm 665 octa-core chip. So now it is faster and more stable. Hope you can see it on the video how smooth this is. It also has a QLED display, which is very nice, and full lamination to prevent dust from entering the screen. The G13 model, which is running on Android 13 now, has a new UI interface with day and night modes, and the icons are customizable. This is probably my most favorite feature on this head unit. So it has an upgraded amplifier chip using DTS technology. The audio difference is massive. It's night and day. For this feature alone, I'd say it's totally worth the upgrade. And also, additionally, this head unit, as you can see before, it has a gyroscope and built-in compass, so like that's really useful for off-roading. Hey guys, so we're going to finalize the installation of this head unit. We're going to be installing some of the stuff that's missing, like the dash cam and the tire pressure monitoring system. Let's get to it. We're going to install the tire pressure monitoring system. This is what it looks like, and you just have to screw it into the valve. But before you're screwing that in, you have to put this nut. Then we're gonna screw this in. Once this is in, you're gonna tighten it with this nut right here, secure it in place using this tool. Alright, that's it. So you just have to do the same thing on all the other wheel. This is the tire pressure monitoring module. You just have to plug this in into one of the USBs on the head unit. Do not plug it in on the phone link. So there's 3 USBs in total. One is for phone link, the other 2 is just a straight USB. So I'm gonna plug this in right now. The tire pressure monitoring system is installed. I've plugged in the module. This TPMS is actually integrated into the head unit, which is really nice. You have an app built in into the unit, so we're gonna test it out. And there it is. Tells you the PSI and the temperature of each wheel. It's really nice. There it is, built-in monitoring system into the head unit. Last but not the least, we're gonna install the dash cam. I'm gonna wire it using this harness. Allows the dash cam to be powered on even if the vehicle is turned off. This has to be wired into the fuse, and we're going to route this power cable inside using the firewall grommet. I'm gonna show you that right now. Alright guys, so here it is. I ran this cable right here. This is the power cable into that grommet right there. Here it is from the inside of the car. The cable is fed through the firewall right here. We're going to route the power cable, running it through here all the way up. Alright guys, so here's the power cable. I've ran it through here on the headliner into the side of this rubber seal. So for this part, the yellow cable will go to constant positive power. This black will go to negative, and this red will go to your ACC, which means that if you turn the key on your accessory turn on, this one should get power. If you're not comfortable with this kind of procedure, there's another cable where you power the dash cam using the 12 volt plug. If you're watching and you're interested in this way, yellow goes to 12 volt, constant 12 volt on, red to ACC, and black to negative. You're just gonna have to find it on your car. So on this Toyota 4Runner 5th gen, I've tapped the yellow into under the hood turning and hazard fuse, which is 15 amps. The red, I had to cut it and extend it because there's no ACC on this fuse box. The ACC goes underneath the dash, so I have to cut it and extend it, run the wire into the dash, and we're gonna wire it over there. Alright guys, so here it is. We've wired the B plus and the ground. We're going to wire the ACC under the dash. Alright, here we are underneath the dash. This is the fuse box. I've tapped onto the top right there, top right. On the 5th Gen 2 of the 4Runner, it says P outlet. So I've used a multimeter, tested it out, measured the voltage with the key off and ACC, and that's the one we've determined that turns on when the key is on. Alright guys, so here's the dash cam. We're gonna plug the power in, and there it is. It turns on. Video quality looks really nice. This is 4K. Yeah, it's really clear. So here's the rear. We're going to run this into the back of the vehicle, but I'm just gonna plug it in just to try it out. And yeah, it's working. There it is on the right side. You can see me. So I'm going to route the rear cam and finalize everything afterwards. I've mounted the dash cam right here for the rear. We're going to run the cables into the rubber seal into the side going into the front. We're gonna install the dash cam right now, so we're gonna mount it just about here. I had to move it a little bit to the left so I can access the buttons here, and it looks pretty good. There's a lot of slack right here. I'm gonna start hiding the wire here from the front. I'm going to hide the slack just behind me. Here it is, dash cam installed, rear view camera is installed as well. You can cycle through the front and back, just the front and just the rear. There is an app where you can download. I'm gonna link it down in the description so you could view the recordings on your phone. Alright guys, there you have it. The full installation of the Dasaita head unit, tire pressure monitoring system, and the dash cam. It's quite extensive, but it's not too difficult. Everything is pretty much plug and play. The hardest part, I would say, is the routing of the wires and figuring out where you would like to wire the dash cam if you want it with the parking mode. You know, if your comfort level is not there yet, you could always use the 12-volt system. You just have to plug the power from the dash cam into the 12-volt cigarette lighter. Other than that, it's really easy. I'm gonna link down on the description below on where you can purchase all these stuff with a discount code. Thank you Dasaita for sponsoring this video. The product itself is really nice. I really love it, especially the head unit. This one is really awesome. The head unit significantly improved the sound quality of the vehicle. So this is an SR5 base model, and man, it sounds really good with the new head unit. Overall, highly recommend all these products. The TPMS works well with the head unit. The dash cam is 4K resolution. It looks really nice. Alright, some of the main features I really like on the head unit. As you can see, tire pressure monitoring system gives you the pressure and the temperature of your tires for each tire. The screen itself, it's pretty fast. See? There's no lag. It has Android Auto that connects your Waze and your music, things like that. WhatsApp, you know, Netflix. It has Netflix, YouTube. If I'm traveling outside of the country, it has a built-in map. So this one you don't need any data. This map has so many features. I've used it my recent trip from Ohio to Toronto, Canada. You know, pretty accurate, really helpful. It works. It has a amplifier with the DTS. I think this one is digital true surround. I think that's what it is. I've already played around with it, set my settings the way I like it, my equalizer, you know, things like that, frequency, volume. Really nice. I can't stress this enough. I hope this video helps you out. If it did, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. There'll be a lot more content like this, as well as camping. Yeah, I guess I'll see you in the next video.